Drop the roof and let the smoke clear. I got diamonds doing sissy slides in both ears. Dice rolling on the Las Vegas strip tonight. Slip that on.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl Anaya, and I'm back with another video. So today we're going to do a story time, and I'm basically going to tell y'all about when I had to be a wingman for my homegirl, and the guy was a real live midget. Like, yeah, midget. So yeah, all right. So let's get started with this story time. So basically, okay, so my homegirl, we just gonna call her homegirls. That way, you know, it's easy. We're not gonna put her name in it. The guy, her boyfriend or whatever, we're gonna call him Craig. And his homeboy, we're gonna call him Midget Mac. Okay, yeah. So we can call him Midget Mac. So basically, this is a story about how I was a wingman to Midget Mac, basically. So yeah. Alright, so where do I start at? Okay, so basically, little background story. Me and my homegirl, we live like a door down from each other in this like apartment building or whatever, and we used to just have so much fun. Like, we used to have little kickbacks at my house, kickbacks at her house, everything, smoke sessions, all that. So that day we was like we had smoked like that whole day. Like, we was smoked out. Like, we was just super high, super buzzed, all of that. We had been smoking all day long. So the guy that she was dealing with had ended up hitting her up like, you know, hey, you know, I want to come see you. What you doing? She like, oh, well, you know, I'm with my friend. We just chilling. You know, do you got a friend maybe for her? Because back in the day, that's what we always used to do, just so our friend wouldn't feel uncomfortable or feel like a third wheel. It was like, okay, if you got a homeboy, bring your homeboy. Because all of my homegirls, we basically know how to be good wingmen, like just being cool and, you know. So he was like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna bring my friend or whatever, no problem, no issues. So we end up smoking again, because like I told you, we was just smoking like all day. So we end up smoking again. And in the midst of us smoking and getting high, you know how like when you get high, and after you get high or whatever, like after you finish smoking basically, and you like notice that you high, you like, damn, I'm high as fuck. Like, I'm high as shit. Like, I felt like at that moment, that's like when we felt like we was high or whatever, that's when her boo Craig had texted her like, hey, I'm literally pulling up. So she like, oh shit, he pulling up or whatever. And mind you, my homegirl really liked this guy at the time. So, you know, she, of course, you want to look cute for him, all these things, but we had forgot that he was still coming. So she like, okay, let me try to throw something on, get cute real quick. But mind you, this is like right when the high hit. So we are high as fuck. So when I tell you this girl had me dying, like we in her room or whatever, she tried to put on something real quick. So I'm like, oh, we'll try that on. We'll put this on. Everything she was putting on just wasn't working. The girl was putting on socks. One sock, I think, had like a hole or something in it. I was like, bro, you can't wear them socks, bro. She like, oh my gosh. So I'm just dying laughing at this point, because literally everything she was putting on just looked crazy, because she was high and she couldn't focus. And I'm high too, but I couldn't really help. So he like, hey, we here. I'm downstairs. Where you at? And mind you, like in the apartment building that we got, it's like, after a certain time, because it's like we got like elevators or whatever, and we on the top floor. So a lot of the times when people would come see us, they would like they could open the first door, then there's like a little like hallway type of thing, then there's another door, and after a certain time it locks, and we had to go downstairs and basically get him. So we had to come down on the elevator and all of that and come get him. But in the midst of us coming down the elevator, this girl is tweaked out at this point. So I'm not even paying attention. I'm like, all right, well, let's go get him. Come on, because I already had my clothes on or whatever. So when we walking out, I'm noticing this bitch ain't got no shoes on. Like, I mean, no shoes. Like, no shoes, no socks, barefooted. And mind you, you got to walk in the hallway, get on the elevator. And I'm like, Bitch, go put some fucking shoes on, some socks, like something. Like, you cannot go down there like that. She like, oh shit. So she run back in there and she's still trying to figure out like what to put on. I'm like, yo, you high as fuck. Come on, they down there waiting on us. So then this girl comes out, because now at this point I'm kind of like already kind of like walking out to like help her hurry up. So this girl comes out with one shoe on and no shoe on the other foot, bro. Like, at this point I'm crying, laughing, like geeked up, because I'm like, bitch, what the fuck is wrong with you? She like, well, take off one of your shoes then so we can look even, or it won't look crazy. And I'm like, bitch, you want me to look crazy with you? No, you tripping. Hurry up and go get another shoe. So she hurry up and go get another shoe. But that shoe wasn't even matching the shoe she had. But I'm like, well, at least you got two shoes on. So just come on. So we get on the elevator. And while we on the elevator, we just dying laughing. Because I'm like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, why did you come out the house with no shoes or socks on like you tripping? So we get on the elevator. We dying laughing or whatever. And, oh, hold on real quick, y'all. Hold on, because I had something boiling. Hold on. Is it ready? Alright, sorry. I actually had my bone boiling because I heard you could clean your bone by like boiling it in hot water, and like all of the residue, all that stuff will come out. But yeah, so anyways, so where I leave off. Oh yeah, so we in the elevator or whatever, and we just dying laughing at this point because, like I told you, we high, so everything is funny. And then like what she did was funny as fuck, because bitch, what the fuck? So alright. So we finally get downstairs. We open the elevator. They like waiting in a little midway part. Like we can see them as we open the elevator. And I'm like, I couldn't really see too much because it's like a glass door. But I don't know. I just didn't really see at first. But as we start getting closer, I see the nigga that she talking to. And I'm looking at the nigga that's standing next to her. And I'm like, nah, bruh. Like I'm sitting there looking like, and me and my homegirl, we look at each other, we like, and we try not to laugh at this point, because at this point, like, they right there. And we already been busting out laughing this whole time. And this was just like the icing on the cake. Like, bruh really had Midget Mac as his homeboy. Like, this nigga was really a certified midget. And God forgive me, because I'm not trying to like tease him or nothing like that. But you know, it's laughs. Like, come on now. This shit is funny. So I'm like, yo, in my head, I'm like, nah, no, this nigga ain't friends with no motherfucking midget. And mind you, the guy that she was talking to was real tall too, or whatever. So it looked even worse, because the nigga was tall as shit. And this nigga is like right here. Like, mind you, I'm 5'3.5". This nigga was shorter than me. Way shorter than me or whatever. So she gave him a hug. She like, hey, whatever. He introduced her, and I'm like, hey. But y'all, when I tell you, like, it took everything in me to like hold my fucking laugh in, because like I told y'all, we've been smoking all day. We high out our minds. And right before we even came down here, my homegirl was rushing trying to put on her clothes, and you know, was barefoot, had one shoe on, so like the situation was already funny. So get down there, and this nigga a midget. So I'm trying to hold in my last. We get in the elevator or whatever. It's like this awkward silence or whatever, because he's standing next to me, and I feel like I'm looking down at him now, like, yo, what's up? You know, hey. But I'm trying to like act normal, but it's hard to act normal because I never had to be a wingman to a midget before. And then not only that, like, we high as fuck. So it was like, yo, bruh, like, this can't be life right now. And my homegirl trying to hold her laugh because she shocked too, because she never met this friend before. So she like, what the fuck? So we in the elevator. It's like awkward silence. Like, we're gonna go up the elevator, bruh. Out of nowhere, bruh, I just couldn't hold my laughing no more. Like, I just started busting out laughing, like real live, busting out laughing, like laughing. So my homegirl started laughing too, because she already geeking too, but so she couldn't hold her shit in. So they were looking at us like, what the fuck are y'all laughing at? Like, y'all good? We like, oh yeah, no, it was just something from earlier that we was laughing at and blah, 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 blah. So they like, oh, all right. So we get up to her apartment or whatever. We get in there, we get to chilling. I saw her, I'm like, oh, homegirl, I got go in your room real quick to grab something. Can you help me find it real quick? So she like, yeah. So I go back there, I close the door real quick, and I'm like, bitch, what the fuck? Like, how did this happen? Like, I don't even know what to do. I don't even know what type of conversations to start up at this point. But I'm going to rock with you because I know you want to spend time with your boo. And he done brought his homeboy. So I'm like, I'm going to play the wingman. But we just back there dying, laughing at this point. Like, we really fucking crying. Like, yo, this can't be life. So we end up getting ourselves together, going back out there, chilling with them. He end up like rolling up and stuff like that. So we just, you know, keeping casual conversation. I asked for, you know, his homeboy name. You know, we using a fake name. So he was like, yeah, my name Midget Mac or whatever. I'm like, oh, that's what's up. Da-da-da-da-da. So we get to smoking. We get to talking about all different types of stuff. Life. I don't know. I can't remember everything because it was so long ago. But we was talking about different stuff. And my homegirl, she's a fucking nut when it comes down to it. Like, it's been so many situations where this bitch done said some wild shit, and you'd be like, no, the fuck, she did not just say this shit. So we talking, and then he get to talking about how he got kids or whatever. So he showed me pictures of like his daughter. I think he had like a daughter or a son. So let me tell y'all what the fuck my homegirl did. This girl going to say, oh, you got kids? I didn't know you could have kids. Bitch. When I tell you, my heart dropped like, bruh. No, the fuck, she did not just say that shit to that man. Like, and I don't really think he processed what she said because he kind of like left it off like, yeah, you know, I got a daughter, da-da-da-da-da. And I'm saying like, yo, that's fucked up. But I'm still trying to hold in my laugh, not trying to laugh because I'm like, yo, this bitch is wild. No, the fuck, she did not just say that shit. So it was it wasn't really awkward after that, but it was just like, that just kept replaying in my head like, yo, this bitch is nutty, bro. Like, why the fuck would she say that? So, you know, of course, I'm keeping it cordial, but I'm already showing him signs like, nah, nigga, you cool or whatever, but don't try nothing. So we just cooling, kicking it, having a conversation, smoking and shit like that. Then, you know, they eventually leave. And when we got back up to the room and they was gone, I told this bitch, never again will I be a wingman for your nigga Craig, because who the fuck was that? Like, where did he find his midget at, and how long they been friends? Cause bitch, we never saw him before. This was the first time we saw him, and I feel like she was messing with him for like a good couple of months, and we saw other friends, but never saw this nigga. And it's crazy because after seeing him that time, anytime we went out anywhere and he came out and he brought his homeboys, that nigga was always around from there, bruh. And anytime somebody new was around that never met him, bruh, it was always hilarious because it's like everybody always had the same reaction, like, yo, it's a real live legal midget out this bitch with us, hanging out with us, like going to the club and shit. And for real, like, to describe him, he was a midget, but he was stocky as fuck. He had like some tattoos. He was giving me like them Popeye vibes, like with the tattoos and shit. And he looked old as fuck too. Like, he looked older than the niggas he was hanging with, but he was shorter. You feel what I'm saying? So it was like, what the fuck is going on? I just couldn't even process it because I'm like, I don't even want to hurt my head just thinking. But yeah, like, he was an old head midget for real, like an OG. He probably was an OG for real. I'm gonna give him an OG status, but yeah, like, that shit was crazy. And I just can't believe, like, I was a wingman for a midget. Like, I really was, the midget was the person I was supposed to be with. Like, damn. But yeah, so that's my story about me hanging with my homegirl and being a wingman to a midget. So yeah, I hope y'all liked it. And I will be doing more story times. I will be doing challenges and all different type of things of that nature. So just stay tuned because I'm going to be doing a lot of different content. I'm just really trying to get myself out there, and I hope you guys like it. So like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can get notified every time I make a video. Peace.
Drop the roof and let the smoke clear. I got diamonds doing sissy slides in both ears. Dice rolling on the Las Vegas strip tonight. Slip that on.